Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome,
Hi.
ladies.
How we doing
Welcome.
today?
Here we are, living,
Pretty good.
chilling.
Thriving.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
Why are we so quiet?
We're not quiet.
We're thriving quietly.
On the inside. We're thriving on the inside.
This weather's not kind of helping because it makes it like gloomy.
I'm
It's
kind of liking
raining
the
out
weather
here.
though. Yeah.
Are you ready for fall already?
No,
Not that I'm ready, but you know.
no.
Coming
Today,
from
like,
hot weather?
it's gonna be here soon. Because like my house was so chilly, I was like, OMG,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be cold soon.
Once
Nah.
September hits, that's it. It's over.
Thanks, New England.
That's why we moving.
Hey.
That's why we gonna buy houses other places in different
Places.
states, and then we will move out of the cold weather.
Hey, I am actually looking into that.
Else to
Nice.
the yes. And talking about buying houses, bring
Ooh.
right into our topic of home ownership.
Yay.
Thank you, ladies,
Make
for
it fun.
for trying to sound very excited to talk about this
Yeah, 'cause it's a lot of
exciting
work.
topic.
It is
It is
exciting.
exciting, but it is a lot of work, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing exciting about the
Homeownership?
process of home ownership, but
Yeah.
it sure is exciting about the idea of owning your own home, right?
Right.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Shut Up and Thrive, the podcast that will inspire you to live your best life.
3 best friends who have been growing, motivating, and inspiring each other.
I'm Vanilla. I bring the fun.
And this is Claudia, the passionate one.
And your girl Nair, sprinkling in the creativity.
When you listen to Shut Up and Thrive, it will remind you of your chats with your own BFFs.
Join in every week as we discuss all the things that make you want to shut up and thrive.
So, are you ready?
Let's get into the conversation.
Ooh, ooh.
On that note, from this trio, I am the only one that doesn't own a home, right?
I guess.
I'm the only renter right now. You two ladies are homeowners. So I can't wait to, hear what y'all got to talk about, your experiences as homeowners. Who's the more excited homeowner?
I don't know.
Neither one of
Claudia.
us.
She
No,
has
why
two of them.
me?
She's fresh to the game, so she might have more excitement.
No, it's not exciting. It's a lot of work. Like I said, I mean, it's cool, but it is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, just like when a mother decides to have their kids back to back. It's a lot of work, but you went and did that. You bought a house back to back. So, of course, it's a lot of work.
It's going to pay off.
And she has multifamily homes, so tenants, and there's that aspect of it too.
Oh, yeah. So
It's
there's
a lot of work.
homeownership. Okay. There's homeownership, meaning, you live in your home, the home you own, and then there's owning
Being a landlord.
properties and being a landlord. So, yeah.
That's right.
Okay. So who wants to go first?
Vanilla's a renter, Claudia's a landlord / homeowner, and I'm homeowner. Yes.
That's how
Yes.
it is.
Just to set it clear, so
Right.
people who don't know us know what they're walking into, right?
Mhm.
So why don't you go first, Vanilla, since you're fresh?
All right. So my experience as a homeowner is thinking about it, planning on it, learning everything that it takes to be a homeowner.
So
I probably
what made you decide you wanted to pursue homeownership? Not me being a whole podcast interviewer.
There you go. That's what's up.
I don't know. I think it was just like when you get married, you should think and talk about buying a home, right? That's what people do. So first time I started thinking about homeownership was many, many years ago. So since then, I've probably attended 4 or 5 first-time home buyer seminars and different things. Just because I know in the future it's probably something that I definitely will end up doing. But then you might ask me, then how come you haven't done it? I haven't really been very passionate about it, especially going through the process, knowing what it takes to be a homeowner. It never sparked. Remember how I told you my thing is like I have to be passionate about something, or I have to be like, is it motivated?
Your heart has to be in it, like
Yeah, everything kind of have to make sense, especially when it's something as to me, it's a big investment. Obviously, something that of that magnitude, I would definitely have to be like 100% sure. But I'm sure you ladies are going to show me that, you're never really 100% sure. But I think that's why I really haven't gone through the whole process of saying,
So you
just
said
dive in and just do it.
so you've been through 4 seminars. So you start and then you just don't go out looking for homes, or have you even done that?
I've done the twice the how you get pre-approved through the banks. I've gone through different open houses, looking at the house. I mean, currently, well, months ago, before I just let it go again, my own sister-in-law is a real estate. So she was really on me like, Mom, we're going to do this. And then I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I kind of always lose, for whatever reason, I lose that interest throughout the process. But I don't know, maybe it's something I need to figure out exactly why throughout the process I give up or don't decide to, okay, let's do this. But yeah, that's how my ride's been.
Okay.
How about who wants to chime in on their ride? Naya doesn't know what it is to be a homeowner. She just owns a home. It's like, I don't know. It was meant to be.
No, I think Claudia, we'll go down the line. So Claudia can go next.
What line?
The line of
I just
newest to oldest, I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
What was the question again?
No, basically just, ownership and what made you feel like, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to do this now. What is your idea of
Like, why did you decide you wanted to, buy houses,
be a
be a homeowner?
Well, setting roots, having a piece of something that is within my community, that's mine for my children. So my husband and I both agreed on that. He was more for the tenement than I am. I'm more like, I just want to own a home. But it's in the area that we live in, the train that's supposed to be coming. So like the economy is going to get better. We're going to get more people coming into the city. So the price for the land is going to go up. I mean, that is what's projected. So looking into that as well, it benefit for us to purchase now than later. The way the rent's going up already, we can see that we would be able to purchase low, which wasn't as low as we expected by the time we bought. Houses were starting to get high. So that would be better for us. So more bang for your buck, I guess. But I would have loved to just be a homeowner, like my own home. But it makes sense to have multi-homes, I guess, multi-families. And we bought 2. That was an
It just
experience.
says it
in
like, we
itself.
bought 2. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
No, it was something. It was a lot of work to put in between us, because you got to work on the credit, you got to work on the finance. So years of working on those things, our own goals, we made it to where we were able to get to 2. And the process isn't easy though. Like I could see why Vanilla could be like, oh, I don't want to do it no more, because
but you guys were looking at it more from a investment perspective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why I was like, okay, fine, it makes sense investment wise. Let's do it, because we are going to get the train down in this area. A lot of people from Boston is heading down. We checked out the jet. Well, I can't even say it.
Yeah, we know that.
Like,
we know you in that.
I wasn't gonna make a word. I was just looking for the right word.
Gentrification.
Is that the word or geographical thing?
Geographical.
She's
area.
People
Okay.
moving the town this way from north.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense economically to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I hated the process. I'm not going to say I liked the process. I hated it. Too much information. They want everything. They want all your life from like way when you was 18 and you're like, what did you just come up? What do you mean I don't live there no more? So it's like, if you're not ready to dig into your past, because those things will all come up.
Really, I haven't gone through that yet. Maybe I'll see. This is why I quit before I even dive into my past.
You've only like dipped your toes in. You haven't even.
But I've gone as far as like you get the guys to do the appraisal for the thing, and then the bank's like, so yes or no.
So you've placed the offer on a house. You've gone that far?
I guess that far to be like yes or no, and I'm like, no, the room's too small.
So you haven't placed an offer?
No.
Okay, yeah. So you don't don't know.
Ooh,
You don't know
Once
the
you
half
place an
of it,
offer, it's
girl.
oh
different.
my. Because I put an offer and it probably won't go through, and over there I'm pissed.
First
Like,
of all,
what you mean? What you
that's
mean no?
stressful.
Yeah.
Well, wait, let me tell my why, then we get into the
Yeah,
process,
yeah.
right? So my husband and I, we purchased that home many, many, many years ago. We were like literally babies.
Yeah, she's old now. She's
Yes.
so
I
old.
don't
She
even
old
know
now.
how we did it. I'm just trying to think because Claudia, you went into it with an investor perspective mindset, which we kind of not regret, but we wish we would have went into it with that same mentality. So we purchased a one family, and at the time we were, like I said, we were very young and we had two very small children. So we lived in an apartment and, we wanted to raise our kids in a home, you know what I mean? And we both were not trying to be nobody's landlord. And honestly, we didn't really know that much about investments, right? We definitely knew that we wanted a home. We knew that it was going to be, an investment. You're buying probably the biggest thing you'll ever buy in your lifetime. So we knew it was going to be an investment, but we didn't look at it in a way that we would like how you guys looked at it, like to rent it out and make money off of it. So then, right? So we purchased this house, but then we got to a point where we wanted to buy a multifamily home. So when you do it that way, it was harder for us. It would have been a lot more money down. And it's just the process is just way difficult. It's always easier. So whenever anybody asks me about buying a home, I always recommend go for a multifamily first, keep it or live in it for a couple of years, and then you can buy your single family or your forever home after that. That way you have that as an investment. But still, I think we made a really great investment because it's been 14 years. I can't even believe that. 14 years. And, the economy has gone up and down, but over time the house has just skyrocketed in value. So we definitely know it was a great investment. But initially we were just looking for a home to raise our family.
Setting roots, like C said, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like kind of creating that generational wealth. We knew that it would be a place that we would be in for a long time, that we could, maybe pass down to our kids or sell it and have the, money to give to our kids or invest in other things. So we knew it was going to be the right thing to do down the line, but we just didn't have that investor mentality at the time.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing we would probably have done differently. But who knows? Maybe we wouldn't have this house that we love so much if we did do it that way. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. But yeah.
Where we were going next.
Yeah, where are we going next?
Then you stopped us. We were on the flow, and you're like, no, wait.
No, because so now we can talk about like the process.
So you do want to talk about the process?
Well, just to give it's our experience, right?
Yeah.
Right. Do you get a realtor or not? Is the
Me?
question. I said most people don't get realtors, or they do. Like, what should you do first? Should you get approved first, or for a mortgage? Should you get a banker, or a realtor, or or just start looking for homes? I mean, in my case, we had the realtor who connected us with the mortgage person. So then first we got approved, and then we went off looking for
So you
homes.
found a realtor, like you knew
Yeah, we
someone.
knew someone who was a realtor, and they linked us up with this person who can do our mortgage search to see which one is best for us based on what we were looking for and things like that. So we took it that way. And then the realtor helped us find homes, but we were searching as well on our own. And some people do go straight to their bank, but I encourage them to look at the places, because sometimes you get better rates.
Deals.
Yep, better rates with other mortgage companies.
Cool.
That was my process.
Let me see if I remember my process.
Wait, the process was very short, and then boom, you had the house. Like, that's it?
No, like once you
get started.
Once you're
Saying.
approved, because there's the pre-approved, and then once you're approved, you gotta find the house, because within that time limit, you gotta find the home. So you're searching for the home, and once you find the home that you want, you put in a bid. Several bids were put in for certain homes. Some one bid was put. Actually, I put in one bid, and and
What do you
then
mean
the
you
person
put in one
decides.
bid? You were the only person who bid the house? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't have to bid for multiple houses. I bid for one house that I saw that I wanted, and I was going against several people, but my offer stood out.
Okay, okay.
Our offer stood out to the person,
Seller.
the seller, for some reason. Well, your realtor and your mortgage person, depending on who it is, they help you if you don't know much. Some of them are good. Some of them have done this for so long, they know how to put in the bid that you will stand out from someone else, depending on how they know. They might know the other person who's selling, the other realtor's person. Yeah, the realtor that's working
The
with the person
realtor
who's
Seller's
is the
selling,
real
realtor.
estate agent, right?
the real estate
Mhm.
agent.
Okay, or the
So they,
agency for the person.
yeah, if they have a relationship, they might tell them like, well, this home was, oh, like let's say if you buy in a multi-home, they're like, well, they want to keep the tenants that's there. You know, a lot of that was happening through COVID. The tenants had to stay, so we were like, nope, I don't want that. So you
Yeah,
decide
that
if you
was
want to go.
big reason for me too. That's like, nope, I don't want to deal with having to kick anyone out or
Yeah, I want the
no.
empty house. You know,
Yeah.
there was a lot of that going on. So we looked at a lot of homes, but didn't put a lot of offer in because of what was said throughout. Like, oh, that they want to keep the
The
people
people.
here, or this and that. Needed 6 months, and this. We're like, no, we're not even going to waste that time with that because I don't want to
Mhm.
deal with it. And then once you do that, you find the home you want. You put in the bid the way you want it to be, you know, the way you could stand out, because what you want to do is stand out from the other bids. They could be exactly the amount that they're asking for, but if there's a specific thing that connects with the buyer, that no, the seller, if you're a buyer and you connect with the seller is going to pick you over anyone else, even though they've given a lot of money. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah, it's
Because
not always the money.
it's not
Sometimes it's
always the
other
money.
conditions.
Exactly. So those conditions, you should always like look into them and see how you want to put your bid in. And then once you do that, they've accepted and you're doing the guy that comes in
Inspection.
inspection. Sometimes you can waiver that if you want.
I don't
Um,
recommend that.
you get paid. You pay that because you got
You
to
have to
pay.
pay for
Like a lot
that.
of money comes out without even buying the house. I'm like, why do I have to pay for
Oh
that?
yeah.
Like, I haven't even bought this house yet. Am I gonna get my money back if I decide I don't want it? So you
Yeah.
got to make sure you know the criterias and all of those things when you put money out. And then once you go through that, they want to know everything about you now. You're like,
And
wait a
they
minute.
meaning the
The
banks,
bank.
Okay.
the bank,
Yeah.
because they're gonna be giving you this money to buy this house. So they want to make sure that you can pay them back.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're not ready to dig into that college year that you left, the bank's gonna find it. You're gonna come back and be like, "Oh man, I wasn't ready for this." So make sure you're ready to dig back into your past.
When you say dig back into the past, I'm still a little
Digging back,
lost.
like credit wise, address wise, if you
Well,
allowed somebody to use your
yeah,
information,
you should
those
always
things like that.
you should have you should know your credit report before you even apply. So I think
Yeah.
what you want to do is set yourself up first, like
Yeah,
make pull your credit report. So if you don't know, you can pull your credit report for free
once a year.
once a year, and everyone should do that annually so you can see what your nowadays banks will a lot of banks give you your credit score, but to actually see like what is on your credit report, like
Mhm.
your credit history, things like that, you have to pull your credit report. So it's always best for you to prepare, so you should know, like nothing should be a surprise, right? But a
Mhm.
lot of times people rush into it and
Yeah,
these things are
Okay.
surprise. So pull your credit report, know where you stand, know if you have anything outstanding, try and get those taken care of so that it is a smoother process for you and you're not backtracking. And okay, like sometimes they'll see like a huge amount of money come into your account. Now they want a letter explaining where that money came from. You know what I mean? Like it's just a lot of things
Mhm.
that the banks need to have on file that they can speak to. Like if they get audited, they want to be able to be like, oh yeah, this is this, this is this. And that's what that whole process is like. It's more for if you haven't done that cleanup, if you haven't done that, whatchamacallit, like, you have to that
Set yourself
preparation.
up to
That
set yourself up to
preparation. So
buy a
that's
home.
one part of it. The second part of it is like Claudia was saying, money. Like it's not just my down payment. Yes, that's a big
Mhm.
part of it, but inspections and sometimes lawyer fees,
Mhm.
realtor fees, improve like home improvements if you need to make any improvements to your house, like all you have to take all those things into account. So get your money right and get your credit right, or else it's gonna be a nightmare.
And if you decide to use it like a specific account, at least 6 months before then, like just don't let money come into it that doesn't need to be, because they're going to question that. They're going to go in and be like, okay, you got $3,000 from HRS, whatever. Where's that money coming from? Who are they?
Yeah, they're gonna question everything.
And you'll have to send in that information. Oh, this money came in because it was this. If it's not an income that you get in your account, because they check everything that comes through that specific account that you're using to get your loan from, or that you're using to pay your down payment. So it's little things like that that you don't know, that you get caught up unless you know, which
Yeah.
some
So
of
we
it
can
I
agree
didn't
that
know.
preparation is key,
Yeah,
like anything.
yeah,
Even
definitely.
before you kind of reach
Are
out
ready to
to
start
the,
looking. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and one process is
definitely.
different than the other. Like the one home could be completely different from the other home because you're using different mortgage companies and things like that. So they're similar, but be ready for other things. Always be ready when you're buying a home. Seriously.
So interesting, you bought your homes during COVID
Hmm.
times. I bought my home during the last, I guess it was a recession when the whole
Back in
housing,
2008.
yeah, back in 2008 when the whole housing market was crashing. So we were on the other side of that whole crisis because a lot of people lost their homes because up until that moment banks were just giving everybody loans, like, and people and people were signing up for these crazy loans
Without the
that
education.
without knowing what they were signing up for. So, and you can go back and research that time to get more information as to how that whole housing crisis went down. But a lot of people were being put into these mortgages that after a couple of years, they just couldn't afford because of the terms of their mortgages. So, fault of the banks for doing that, but fault of the home buyers for not really understanding what they were signing up for. So a lot of people lost their homes. And at that time, home prices were low. There were a lot of homes in foreclosures, and the home that we bought was actually a foreclosure. And for those that don't know, a foreclosure is when you are not keeping up with your payments and you get to a point that the bank takes the house away from you, basically. But before we started pursuing this home, we had placed an offer on a different home that we were very passionate about. And come to find out, that home is like nothing compared to this home that we have now. So thank God we didn't get that home. You know what I mean? But that home was under what they called a short sale, which just means that the property was on its way to being foreclosed, but the bank was still kind of working with the homeowner to try and get the house sold. So when we saw the house and we liked it, we put in the offer. The homeowner had accepted our offer, but we were waiting for so long for the bank, because in that situation, both the seller and the bank has to approve the offer.
Mhm.
They were taking forever, like literally forever, to the point that our realtor, which is our friend, I'll say her name, but I'll exit out on the podcast. She was our realtor. She was like, I think we need to let this go. She's like, we can't keep waiting forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you guys are missing out on looking at other homes, because we didn't want to look at other homes, because what if we fell in love with another home? You know what I mean? So she's like, you have to make a decision. Like, do you want to continue to wait or just let it go?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And we let it go.
You
That was
moved
tough because
down.
we moved on. That was tough because like I said, we really like that home. But then she continued to show us other homes in the area that we had requested. But we were seeing homes, and my husband was very particular on the type of home he wanted. He's like, I don't want any old house. Like, he would walk into the basement and he would know, nope,
Yeah.
nope. His thing was the basement and the backyard. I'm like, you want a house, but all you care about is not the house.
The foundation
You
of the
care
house
about
is
Yeah,
the
smart
outside.
underground.
man.
You care
Mhm.
about the underground and the outside. But so yeah, we were looking at so many houses in the area that we told her we wanted to live in, but just couldn't find one. And then one day she was like, this house just came on the market. It's everything you guys want. The only thing is it's not in the area you guys want. And you guys know, because you know how far you need to travel to get to my
Yeah.
house. And it's not far, it's in the
Not
same
that bad.
city. It's just, on the north side.
Opposite side.
So we came to the house. Of course, we fell in love with it. And again, this was a foreclosure. So the bank already had the property. So we would be dealing with the bank and not necessarily a seller. So the process of going through the offer and everything was a lot smoother. But I told you guys the story before, but we didn't have the highest offer because it was a house that everybody was interested in. It's in a nice area. It was fairly new home and it had a underground pool in the back, right? So of course, everybody who came to this house fell in love with it. And we didn't have the highest offer, but we had our limit and we were already above. You know how when you start looking
Mhm.
for, I don't know if this is true for you, Claudia, but you say, oh, this is my budget,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you
And
never
then,
stick to the budget.
and then you start looking at homes and all of a sudden it creeps up 5,000,
Just a
then it
little
creeps
bit.
up another 2,000. I think we were like 15,000 over our budget. And I was like, this is the highest I'm going. I'm sorry. And she was like, are you sure? We've got multiple offers. I was like, I don't care. This house is mine. It's going to be at this price. I'm not paying more. I'm not going to be
Mhm.
house poor. Sorry, I'm not going to be house poor. But we did get it. And it was because we had everything in line. You know what I mean? The seller, which was a bank, looked at our stuff. We had our pre-approval. We had everything we needed. Everything was on point. All of our, as you're going through the process, the banks are going to ask you for things like your income taxes, your pay stubs. We had everything. Boom, boom, boom. Again, remember, we had gone through this on another house too. So we were already kind of like used to it. So we were
Mhm.
already there. And they went with us because they knew that our loan would go through, everything would be boom, boom, boom. So it's like, you see, the universe, what's meant to be is meant to be.
It's
Yeah.
destined. What's
Um,
destined to be yours will be yours.
that's right. That's
That's right.
right. But yeah, so that was a process. Now, in terms of like being a home owner, that's a different thing, like repairs and
I've had
yes.
to dig into things that I had no
What
idea. I'm like,
what
what
was
we're
one
doing.
shocker as a homeowner? Let's start with you, Nair. Like, okay, you guys are in the home. You know this. You know
Yeah.
things that you're gonna change. Repairs have to be made. But what was one thing that you were like, did I really sign up for this?
Yeah. Let me see. So luckily, like I said, our home was fairly new.
Yeah.
So our home was built in 99 and we bought it in 2008. So it was not even 10 years
Okay.
old. Yeah, it was like a baby. It was
Yeah.
fairly new. So in the beginning, I don't think we like and honestly, we don't really have too many major issues. But the one thing that I noticed is like our appliances for some reason, like every few years we're like buying new appliances. It's
Appliances being
like
like the gas thing, water
yeah,
downstairs.
that
Oh,
the boiler.
okay.
I remember that went. We also had the basement flood. The
Okay.
basement flooded. That yeah. And it's like we haven't had like thank God, knock on wood, major things, but it's like something every year. And then because we just continuously want to keep improving the home, it's like a new project every year. And then I have a husband who, as long as you feed him a good idea, he wants to run with it. You know what I mean? And during COVID, it was like paint the whole house, build a new deck, redo the bathroom downstairs, like within months of each other. And then just this year, redo the bathroom upstairs, paint the whole house, fix the front door, do the kitchen, like everything. Boom, boom, boom,
I
boom.
checked with him. He said you asked and he would do it. So it's your
Yes,
fault.
it's not my fault because I say, okay, this would be a good thing for us to do. I'm never pressing him on time. I'm never like, we need to do this now.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I'm always like, oh, it'd be a good idea for us to do this. But for him, once it's in his mind, that's it.
yeah,
He's
it's your
gonna find a
fault.
way. So I should not talk to my husband. should not share
No,
my
you
ideas.
should, but it's your fault.
Sharing.
It's not my fault. He needs to control his crazy Gemini mind. But yeah, we've been very blessed and what's the word? Fortunate because we did buy a home that's not so old.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of issues. It's more of our preference and things that we want to change and fix. And just knowing that we have to like slow down and little by little and not rush to do everything all at once. And the pool was kind of a little bit of is probably the biggest headache because it's closed for most of the year. And then when we open it and it is an underground pool, I remember one time they literally dug up our concrete because there was some miscommunication with the pool company and they didn't even need to do that. They literally dug up our concrete to expose the pipes. And that wasn't even needed because the workers that came here, I guess, were given wrong direction. I'm like, imagine coming home from work and like your whole backyard is a hot mess. But yeah, these are some challenges, but can't complain. Nothing crazy.
Awesome. See? Can you complain?
I can.
What has been a surprise?
She's like, I can cry too. I'll cry.
Yeah.
What's been a surprise for you?
I mean, the landlord piece
was
is
just thinking that.
definitely the like, what did I sign up for?
Yeah.
You know, but it's because things happen. Like you said, wear and tear. You need to fix this, or they need this. So you're the one that they call. So you have to put it in your mind that you're the one that they call. My problem is that I'm the one that wants to fix it right away. Like, you call now, I want to fix it tomorrow. I want to fix it now if I can. And I can't do that because I don't know half the things that's going on. That's the problem. I can't fix it right away. So that I've learned to not be in a rush to fix things when the tenant says, "Hey, my toilet is clogged," and I'm like, "Unclog the damn thing
You
now." Like,
clog
I
it,
have,
you go on.
like, do I have to go unclog it for you? Like, you should be able to do
Get
that.
that plunger.
Yeah, like get the liquid, put it in there. But when I
real.
first started, it was like, oh yeah, we gotta get there. It was like, all new, and you gotta make sure they're happy. And I'm like, wait a minute, why am I doing that? Like, I was a renter, and I was a great renter. Like, I took care of the apartment, so that's how I see it when I speak to the tenants. I'm like, this is your home, this is my building, but this is your home. Please take care of it as if it was yours.
Of course.
Stop shoving things down the toilet. That is my issue. My biggest issue is that I have to go to the basement with your crap because you can't stop putting things down the toilet that shouldn't be. And that's every 3 months or so for a specific building that I have.
Ugh.
That ticks me off. That's one thing. Like, but the other stuff that breaks, it happens. I know it happens. So we have to fix it. Okay, who can we call to fix it? Another thing that definitely should start listening, the people who work with plumbing, electric, walls, anything. Like, if you know someone that has a licensing for it and you could be on your back, hey, it's Thanksgiving, but I need someone. I have that book ready and write those people down and get them into the house, because you're gonna call the big companies, you're gonna cost you a lot of money, and most of them do it to come back. Sorry, just how
I thought,
experienced.
I mean, yeah, all good, but I thought your biggest, like, oh my God, that you were gonna say you dealt with was
Renovation.
having to like
Oh, kick that
ask
lady out.
someone to like, can you please leave?
Yeah.
Oh, that comes with the process. That was annoying. But you know what? Everything falls, everything, like, the universe does what it needs to do. I wasn't meant to live in that apartment. It wasn't meant
Is
for
the
me.
person still in the apartment?
Hell no.
Oh, okay, but it was a
They left,
process getting
but I
them
already
there.
had purchased this one. And this
But
was
her
the
her
one.
thing was to get her as soon as possible so she can
Oh,
move
I
in there.
remember that. Yeah.
But they ended up buying the house where they are now, so it kind of worked out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'm happier here in this home that we have.
And in the area too.
Right. And we've renovated. Oh my God, we did 2 renovations back to back, like, together. Oh. I don't know how we did it, but we did. I think my husband did it. He's wonderful. Like, I don't know. I was just trying to be like, what do we need? Like, how do we go about this? I was not trying to stress anybody because I was stressed. So I was trying to control myself not to be like, oh, that's not done. Oh, that needs to be done. I'm just like, okay, so what's next? And I'm in my head, I'm like, oh my God, the walls are painted. Oh my God, that is so it takes patience and I guess um, teamwork to deal with problems. If one knows more, then one handles that. So I'm the one that does most of the phone calls. Oh, and you need anything, call me, let me know. Then I'm like, hey, do you know somebody who can do this or do that in our apartment? Yes, called up. And then, make sure you have that pocket because things always happen. So that pocket needs to always stay there because
That
something's gonna
pocket.
happen. Yes, that pocket.
Okay.
You just gotta keep throwing and picking. Like, put your hands in it. I feel like for a while I just kept putting my hands in it and pulling out.
That
I'm
fat
like,
pocket.
I need to fix this pocket. But yeah, I mean, yeah, those it's stressful, but it's fun at the same time.
So what is some positive things? Because we're just talking negative here. Some positive things about being a homeowner.
Oh, you have your own home.
Yeah, right.
Like you come home, it's yours. Like you come in the driveway and you walk in, it's like no one's coming to tell you like, oh, I need to see the house or I need this or this is gonna come over. Like you're the one
Oh, you
who's
can't paint this wall. You can't
yeah,
change
you can't
this.
knock
You
that
can't
wall
that.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
that's
don't
a
be
positive.
knocking it all down. The city's gonna be like, "What you doing, knocking walls
Yeah.
down?"
Well, tell the city to
Well,
mind their
within
own damn
limits.
business. Yeah. Tell them to mind their business. Other positive stuff.
Decorating,
Yes.
girl. Just being able to
Yes.
decorate how you want.
In and out. I think I want to focus on my outdoors. I have a lot of trees and I need to get rid of them.
No, leave the trees
I hear people
alone.
say that. My mother too is about to like cut down a tree. I'm like,
I got like
don't
three
touch
or
it.
four trees in my backyard.
So
I mean, I love them. I
yeah,
do. But during the summer,
yeah.
my I have a lot of
But
bugs because of them.
so these trees and bugs are normal.
Not when they bite you.
Girl,
Normal.
you can't sit in
Leave
the
them alone.
backyard. You can't sit on the
You
porch. You got
you're just
bugs
getting ready for when you go live in the where you gonna
in
go live
the
when you
in the
retire? In the
mountains.
woods, in the
In the
mountains.
woods,
You're
In
just
the
yeah.
getting
woods.
ready
Get
for
rid
that.
of it.
I do love my trees though. My husband's always the one like, we got to get rid of the trees. I'm like,
It's
oh, but
okay
I
to
like
crop
them.
them, but no.
Cut them down, right?
Hey, you know how you can crop
Yeah,
like if
make
the
them look
leaves are too
cute.
many or whatever.
I
Yeah.
know there's one we have to
Prune
get
them.
rid of because that one's already broken down for like storm we had. So we have to get rid of that one.
If it's
But
dead.
the other ones we can make it. Tree lover. So am I. I love trees, but the city is kind of
I
hard.
mean, if it's only the bugs that's the problem, or like when my hey, it just makes a mess, too many leaves. I'm like,
Oh,
lady,
girl, that too.
yes,
During the fall and winter,
it's
like
okay.
Yeah, how about us though? My husband's ready to cut down the neighbor's tree because their tree spills these little things into the
things.
pool, like
Yeah.
these
Mhm.
little brown
Yeah.
specks. And it's literally hanging over our yard. But
Yeah,
it's good
that you
because it gives
cut.
us
He has the
privacy.
rights to cut that. You know that
Yeah,
because it's
but
over
it's
his yard.
even if you trim it, like when the wind blows, it's gonna blow those little, I don't know what kind of tree it is, but it like sheds these little brown confetti things. And that's not cute when you have a pool right there.
Or not fun when you're the only one having to clean it, not me, you,
Exactly.
him.
No, no, not me. I just enjoy the pool.
Yeah. Yes,
But
your daughter said for 5 minutes. She enjoys the pool for 5 minutes and then she's out. I'm like,
no,
really?
I lay by the pool. I lay in the pool floats. I enjoy my drink, listen to my music. So,
She likes to go in the pool at night.
yeah, that if it's warm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
How
a
about you,
little
Naya?
oasis. What do I
Positive
love
things
about it?
about your home, yeah, being a homeowner.
Yeah, I just love being home. You guys know that. So the fact that it's on my home is amazing. Yeah, I love that I can redecorate and do what I want with it. I can change the paint
Mhm.
when I want. I can change the decorations. I can redo my bathroom, redo my kitchen. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I love the feeling of knowing that I have something. I own a piece of this world. And I didn't mention it, but purchasing land is a huge thing too.
Mhm.
It is.
So that's another thing I encourage people, especially like us immigrants, we should go back home and invest in our country. 2 years ago, my husband and I, we purchased land in Cape Verde. That was kind of exciting and stressful too. I don't know if you guys ever dealt with real estate in another country.
Mhm.
Not me.
Like trying to learn what that process is like, and island life, as I've talked about before, is the slow life, and the people that's so chill, and you're like there for a short period of time, and you're trying to accomplish this while you're there, and they're just like, oh, you need to go see these people, and they're like, oh wait, you don't have this, you know what I mean? And it's a hot mess. So that was an eventful experience too, but knowing that we have that there, and that when we're ready to build our house, that's exciting as well. But yeah, I love knowing that I have places around the world, and I'm working on my next destination.
Oh Lord.
I literally convinced my husband like this.
Because it's
Because he's
always your
ready
fault.
too. He's ready
Because he
too.
came with the idea.
So once you start owning, you can
Yeah.
definitely own elsewhere, and you see the benefit of it. It's a law. It is. Like, you have to be ready for that transition, just like a job or anything else. Having kids, like you said, there are things that are going to come up that you don't expect, but overall, it's all worth it in
Mhm.
the end. You benefit from your work that you put into finding the right homes, and experience is fun.
And anything that's going to give you value in the end, like, why not? And there's people that literally don't work because all they do is they own all this property. So, hey, financial freedom right there.
Right.
Mhm.
That's another topic that we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get
That's
Financial
another way
freedom.
to it.
Have we talked
Yeah.
about financial? Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah, we have.
We have,
Investments and
yeah.
financial freedom.
And home
Investing
ownership is
in,
one of them. That's how you
yeah,
start. A lot of
real
people
estate.
started.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about the times that we bought it, how the market was high.
Well, for you,
Yeah.
was the market high for you?
Market's high was starting to get high, but the interest was low.
So you got in at a good time considering the times we're in now. Because now what
Right.
interest is high.
Yeah, like I said, I'm totally dealing with the reverse of you, right? I'm
Yeah.
dealing with like, come on, if you're gonna do it now, because
But they
the
still haven't
interest
even brought
is
the houses as low as that they should be bringing,
Yeah,
as their
houses
interest
are
is
gonna
going
go
up.
down.
the houses they're gonna go down more because I don't think they
Mhm.
were bad, truthfully. The
The interest
prices have
rate
with that.
or prices?
No, the home prices. But they were
For
like
me,
every
for what I
week,
bought my house, they were high.
They
every
were
week
high.
it's been 2 decades. I was kidding.
No, girl. Not
17
yet.
years, you said? Almost.
14.
14. Oh, okay. Everything I relate to your older, so like if I
No,
know
the
it was
house
before her.
relate to my middle.
Okay.
The house is my middle. The job is my
So
oldest.
you had twins for your middle child.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I had a house in it. Well, she was one when we moved in here, or
Yeah.
almost one.
Mm.
But yeah, I relate my job to my oldest, the house to my middle, and I don't know what I relate to my youngest, but I'll find it. What else we got on the agenda?
As far as home ownership goes, well, I don't know, maybe we can have some thriving. For me,
What are you
thriving
taking away?
points, what I want our listeners to, if they're thinking, if they've never bought a home before, obviously, take advantage of the first time home buyer programs.
Oh, yeah.
Like we literally just like skim through things in our own experiences, but like going through these programs, you learn so much. They're usually not that long. And if you search in your community, you will find first time home buyer programs that your city does, that the state does. And they're so beneficial. Some of them are beneficial and even towards like a down payment. That is, if you live in your home for 5 years, it's a money that you don't have to pay back type of, like deals or whatever. So, and also, but because you did the training, get the certifications. There's banks that your city collaborate with. That's the word.
Partner with.
Partner with, so they'll like bring down the interest rates because you did the program with your certificates. Usually the certificates are good for like a year or two. And then, if you don't purchase between that time, then you have to, take the class again. I've even been through a program that if, let's say, whatever you saved for your down payment throughout the program, you were saving weekly or monthly, and they would match it up to
That's
3,000 or
nice.
5,000, which is super good. So definitely look into your community with the first time home buyer programs. And Another tip that I would be like Nair mentioned, right now, I would advise anyone who's looking to buy a home to buy multifamily versus
Single
a
family.
single
Yep.
family. And that's something that you can definitely do. And sometimes you could probably even buy them back to back. Let's say if you can, like Claudia bought two.
Hmm.
But first, for example, the wife does the multifamily, and then maybe the husband can do the
Yeah.
single family, So those are my two takeaways and tips for our listeners.
Sound
Coming from
good.
the non-homeowner,
Homeowner. Yeah, but
the
the
That
one
has
with,
gone through
experienced
the steps, so
non-homeowner.
you've done that.
but
You know what I'm
you're the
saying?
one going through
Yeah,
it right
it's
now.
me
So
loving to learn. Yeah, loving to learn and learning all these things. So it's like I could probably teach a whole class on first-time home buyer programs in
do
Spanish and
it.
Portuguese and in English. But
Do it.
like we
Do
said,
it.
the time and your house will come when it's supposed to come.
Yes.
Yes. See, baby, tilt. No, it's whoever wants to go's turn. Take away.
I don't know.
This is about to be the shortest episode
It's not short. We've been
ever.
talking for so
It's
long.
about to be the shortest we've had,
That's how
and
I love them.
the process of what we're talking about is the longest process
Long.
you ever have in your life.
Right.
I guess my
Sign your life away.
takeaway is, just like Claudia mentioned, be patient. Don't try to rush the process. Get prepared. Try and learn as much as you can. Have a plan. Stick to your plan. Like, the whole here's my budget can double sometimes. Hopefully it doesn't get that crazy, but like know what your limits are and just, really focus on being prepared, take care of your credit, save your money, like do all of that stuff before you start looking. Because once you start looking, you're going to start falling in love with houses, and you don't want to fall in love with something and not be ready for it. You know what I mean? So that's my recommendation, is just take time to prepare yourself 1 year, 2 year, whatever you think it's going to take for you. Before you start actually like finding a realtor, finding, a mortgage broker, or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
Yeah. To chime in, understand too what it is that you can afford. That's probably key. Learning the process is one thing, being prepared is another thing. And then reality is, can you really afford the house you fell in love with? So
Yeah, you don't want to be house poor.
house poor.
It's a thing.
I guess it's when you can't pay your mortgage.
Like all your money goes to your house and you
Oh.
can't have fun. You can't go to the movies because you're just paying.
Because you're poor.
Your house poor.
A house
Your
poor.
house
You have a
making you
house,
poor.
but you're poor. I
Vacation
definitely
poor.
agree with you guys. Yeah.
Same.
Vacation poor.
Same here.
Girls.
And
always
she over here planning another vacation, talk about.
Because y'all know that's what I work and live for, right? Right?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same stuff. We should be patient. Be ready for anything or anything. Anything can happen.
College days.
College days can come up, and
College
you'll be
days.
like, "What?" It wasn't a bad thing. It was just like, "Oh my God,
That
really?"
express credit card from my college
No,
days
it was
is coming
address.
to
It was
haunt
like,
me.
this address, you lived in this address, and I'm like, "Oh my God, did I live in that address?" I couldn't remember, but it was like, okay, it's great.
They wanted
But,
you to say yes or no.
like
It
yeah,
was
to
on your
know,
credit
was
report.
that me? Was that an address that I used? And I'm like, yeah, that was an address. I'm like, holy shit, you guys found that?
You forgot about that address.
I forgot about it. But I'm like, it was an address for me. So yeah, be ready, be prepared, be patient. And the house you're gonna fall in love with is most likely not the house you get. It's gonna be the house that you pass.
That's true. That first house is
Okay.
not always it.
Nope. It's gonna be the one that you pass, because the one that I'm sitting in right now, I've passed it. I passed it and passed it. It was like, nope. But now it's like, how dare I passed you? Like, you're my home. So yeah, like be ready for your emotions to be up and down. If you have a partner, lean on each other, listen to each other. Those times are stressful. So you're going to need to be patient with each other, because you are one, but at the same time, you're not. You're different people. So as being a married woman, I definitely want you to be patient with your husband, and your husbands be patient with your wives, because you're gonna want different things, and you're just gonna come to an understanding at some point. It all works out. Like the universe works everything out. Like so, yeah. Be patient to buy a home. Okay, that's my
And
thing.
realistic. Be
Yeah.
realistic. Yeah.
Be patient, be realistic, and seek help. There's so many informed people out there in your community that wants to help you buy a house. So
Sounds good.
you want it, you can do it.
I want it. I got it. I bought it. How does it go?
I don't know, but try again.
I want it. I got it. I bought it.
I want
Something
it.
like
Okay,
that.
Gladys,
I
try
bought it.
again too.
I want
Yeah,
it.
she says I
I
bought
bought
it.
it. I got it.
Oh, I don't know. I
I don't know either.
Y'all know the song we're singing. Go listen to it. But that's
And
it.
also, if you, our listeners, have any advice as homeowners or any questions as someone who wants to, start looking for a home, and you probably think I could help you out with finding your community first time home buyer program, or you have questions about choosing your single home versus multifamily, or any questions for Claudia as far as buying two at the same time, remodeling at the same time, I'm sure she can share that book she said she has with all the names. I don't know if she's going to share that pocket, but she'll share that book.
I can't give you my pocket because I'm trying to
Share
fill
her
it back
pocket.
up, baby.
But yes, so it will be very nice to hear from all of you on the topic of homeownership. And we sure will come back with this series of homeownership. If you guys enjoy it, we could probably have specific of down the line of how it is to buy one, right?
Sure.
From
Once you
your
purchase
credit
your
check
home,
to
you can give
signing.
us that
Yeah.
since you're
Right,
next
girl?
in line.
You're next.
Well, yes. So any other thing we want to talk about, ladies?
No, I think we
I
hit
think
it
we
all.
said it all. Thanks everyone for listening. Where can they find us?
Social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. What else? There's something
All
else.
Every
All the platforms that you can
podcast
hear
streaming
podcast streamings. Exactly. We are there.
platforms, you'll find us.
Speak to us. We'd love to hear back from you, and let's keep thriving together.
Yes. Thank you
Whoop,
for
whoop.
tuning in every week. Much love and kisses.
Thanks everyone for
Bye.
listening. We'll catch you back next week.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Peace.